But it has not brought the best of many of us, and it's brought the worst of us. And I'm hoping that the Americana Bistro, I'm hoping that with these interviews, in addition to giving an opportunity to artists to flourish and to sell their products, to sell their music, that's the word I'm trying to find, their music, including you, Casie. For me, you're like the Selena of the 21st century.
Oh, thank you so much.
We want to sell we want you to have your music, so we want your talent to be shown all over the world. So that number one, people know you exist. Two, at least you get some of the money. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not even gaining money from any of this.
Yeah.
I don't consider it loss of money. I've considered it investment. But
sure. Yeah.
But everyone has been doing quarantine lockdown. I'm doing unity because we need unity. We need to unite ourselves as Americans. We are actually
absolutely.
We are not, this thing is not helping us, and I think that with music, with God first and with music second, we can go a long way, because we need music. I consider, many people are saying, oh no, the musicians and the artists are non-essential. Everybody in life, every career is essential.
Absolutely.
The healthcare profession is essential, because without the healthcare profession, we're not here.
Right.
Especially in this month of nursing, which I'm very grateful to nursing.
Yes.
Not only because they've saved our lives physically, but because they've also helped me in my career.
Yes.
If it weren't for the nurse giving me the camera, who knows what would have happened. But that's another issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're also essential. Artists are essential.
Absolutely.
Artists are the people who are what they saw. The artists are the physician and nurses of music. We need to heal via music. No politician of any direction will ever heal like a musician.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
Never. I am living proof of it. I don't forget how Sparks with their music, Ven a mi casa, esta Navidad, touched me here. I will never forget.
Wow.
I will never forget Laura Marie when she did her version of the Cherry Tree Carol.
Oh, that's lovely.
It saved me my life.
Yeah.
And many other artists have helped me along the way. In other words, the ones that I have known and the ones that I have not known. I give you one example. In Venezuela, there were two artists. I think one you already know. Her name was Olivia Newton-John.
Yes.
She sang a song which was very popular in Venezuela in the 70s, which said, lay your troubles on my shoulder, put your worry on my pocket. And then another song was, I love you, I honestly love you. It touched me.
Yes.
It touched me when I was in my lowest point.
Wow.
And then there was another artist. What was her name? She was a one-hit wonder. Her name was Natalia. She recorded a song called Un Poquito Más, a little bit, which is. I hear it, and I hear it. I still hear it, and my tears, because it got me right here.
Beautiful.
Then there was another artist called Maria.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, Delia. There was another artist, Maria Conchita Alonso. She was a Miss Venezuela. 1 minute, let me. The other one, Maria Conchita Alonso, who I met later on in a church. Her singing also got me right here.
Wow.
In other words, it's sort of. And later on, many of the Christian artists, because I also interview Christian artists. Many of the Christian artists in Spanish and in English have also touched me.
Yes.
And have placed me in the right path.
Absolutely.
So that's all I could say.
That's wonderful.
Before I leave, I'm going to be saying goodbye to my public all over the world, and then I'm going to say goodbye to you. But I do want to issue a challenge to everybody around the world, and to you too. Right now, there are many musicians and artists who are suffering health-wise.
Yeah.
There are many who, because of this crisis, are struggling to pay their bills. There are many who are unable to pay their bills or unable to even find a doctor.
Absolutely.
And this is in spite of the fact that the United States is one of the most advanced countries in the world, healthcare-wise. And yet I'm not going to enter the details. I'm just simply saying that we have failed. But there's one organization that has not failed. And I've been giving to this organization since this January. I did what we call Promesa de Reyes. This is a Spanish tradition, the promises of the three kings. This year's promise of the three kings was ham. And I'm not talking about the food you eat.
Great.
I'm talking about
Yes.
HAAM, Health Alliance of Austin Musicians.
Yeah.
I want to challenge everybody. I challenge everybody to give to the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians. I do not know the people who work there personally because I have yet to visit Texas. But I do know is that the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians have helped musicians and artists.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're really great.
I have given, I don't know how much money I have given since January. And I do not remember how much more money I have given to them since this crisis began. And I have given in many artists' names. I'm not going to mention the artists.
Sure.
Because I don't want to say, oh, I gave to everyone.
Yeah, sure.
But I am going to do something. I right now have turned on the computer. After we finish the interview, I'm going to give the ham in your name.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Roberto.
I don't know if you'll be needing it, but you'll probably have the money if it's in your behalf.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
It'll probably be between $50 and $100. This will be like a one-shot
Wow.
deal because I have to save enough money to get my blog running. It's not easy.
Sure.
It's not easy to.
Thank you for your...
It's not easy running a blog. And lately I've been doing like PBS fundraising.
Absolutely. I understand that.
And let me
I
see.
also wanted to thank you, my mom, who has been in here. She's my biggest fan. So I just wanted to give her a hello and thank you.
Give her a big hello, and also give her a big hello in my name. I want to thank her.
Absolutely.
I want to thank your mom and your dad for having raised one of the greatest people in the world. That is Casie Luong. In addition to thanking them, I want to thank them for having made the long trip. I'm not going to deny it's not easy leaving one's country, especially when one's country had undergone such a drastic regime change.
Exactly.
To leave Vietnam, which was almost like Cuba or Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So they have told me it's like Cuba and Puerto Rico. I know the music has been like that because it was there. To leave that and to come to Texas, that is a very admirable feat and very difficult. My parents had to do my parents and many people in Cuba had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And many of the people I knew in Venezuela, when I lived there, are now here. And I could take off my hat to your parents for having done this remarkable feat. That's
Absolutely.
all I'm going to be saying about Vietnam for one reason. I still have my fan club in Vietnam.
Oh, it's amazing.
And some of the people that I knew in Vietnam, I met in China. And I don't want to,
Cool.
and I don't want to go into that detail because, oops. I'm trying to maintain my fan base in Vietnam and China. They were the ones who applauded.
Absolutely.
It's very weird. My parents escaped from a communist country, and then somehow the same people who are governing in China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Nepal, wow, this guy we love. But
Wow, cool.
I don't want to rock the boat there.
Sure.
On top of that, they've even told me that I should be looking more towards America, which is a good advice on their part. But I do want to thank your parents for having raised you and for having
Yes.
come from such a place that has become, no comment, to one of the greatest countries in the world. Because we are a great country. We're a great country because of its people, because of the immigrants, because of the people who have done. 1 minute. Because of the people who have done. 1 minute. My computer is revolting against me.
No worries. But thank you so much, Roberto.
I just want to say to everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to you and your mom separately. But I want to say goodbye to everybody in Americana Bistro Grill. For everybody in Americana Bistro Grill, it was a pleasure and an honor having you in my audience. And Casie, it was a pleasure having you here. The doors are always open for you when you ever have a new hit, a new book, or anything new. For everybody,
Thank you so much.
For everybody, I want to challenge the Americana Bistro Grill to 3 things. Please donate to the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians. I might have talked a lot, but please donate to the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians. Much more important, please appreciate the country that we live in. We only have one country. We have the United States. We don't have any place else. We have to start loving ourselves as a nation. Go down to ourselves and actually love each other, appreciate each other. 3, in addition to the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians, I'm challenging people to practice what we practice here in the Americana Bistro Grill. Peace in, peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. And last but not least, remember the song of Laura Marie, Be Love, practice it. And may God bless all of you. And thank you.